All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world calls Jesus Christ, whose name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. It's your brother, Chief Priest AHLAZAR BANLAWYA, a.k.a. the Gorilla Hebrew. Man, we live, man. We live through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for another Flux Friday. Let's drop a bomb. We got to drop a bomb tonight. We're going to drop a bomb because we're about to go heavy in to some major stuff that's going on that's affecting you here in the United States of America directly in this moment, in this time. We're going to go heavy into the spirit, but I got a lot to say tonight. And I'm live right here on my YouTube channel, Chief Dome. I'm live on the new SICARRI YouTube channel, SICARRI Exodus 17:15. I'm live on SICARRI Public Enemies. I'm live on Twitter. And for the first time ever, we live on Rumble. I'm live on Rumble right now. I'm trying to go live on Kick. For some reason, we're having an issue with Kick. I don't know what the deal is with Kick. Yeah, my Kick. It should be the Gorilla Hebrew Kick. We can't get live on Kick. It's all right. We're trying. We tried. But big up to Mr. 6'5" in the chat, dropping a bomb for Memphis' finest barber. I'm live on Twitter, aka X, whatever they want to call it. We live. We live on every damn thing right now through the spirit and power of Yahweh. We live on everything. I got a lot to say. Oh, a lot to say. As y'all can see by the title tonight, it reads, Kamala Harris calls black people dumb, plus the biblical root of self-hate. I got a lot to talk about tonight. Super Chat is not down if you're on Chief Dome. If you're on Chief Dome, you shouldn't have a problem with Super Chat. Yeah, Super Chat is up on Chief Dome. So if you're on Public Enemies, the new channel, then you won't be able to Super Chat. So get on over to Chief Dome if you're looking to Super Chat. If not, you can also donate. Our donation information is there, Cash App. You can donate via card, SICARRI.camp/give, and the PayPal email is all right there. Of course, you're looking to join. There's a join email, join at SICARRI.camp. Follow at Guerrilla Hebrew for your exclusive. Get over to Guerrilla.tv or CZYN.network. Right? But it said, did she call us dumb because she got caught or because a lot of people are supporting her, yet she's not so-called black? I'm going to explain how she called everybody dumb. I'm going to come with the breakdown for you through the spirit. Don't y'all worry. Again, Kamala Harris calls black people dumb in the biblical root of self-hate. I don't want to waste any time. I want to go directly in on this tonight. Big up. The axe just entered the building. All praise to the Most High. What's going on, what's up, man? You fresh off? God, understood. All praise. All praise. Man, I got a lot to say tonight. I'm getting right into it, man. All right, I'll deal with pleasantries and plugs and all that later, brother. Yaquab, Yabashim, Yashar, Brakatah, Water, for your continued support. If you do not see the super chat option where you're watching this, get over to the Chief Dome channel or donate through one of the other means. Right, but I want to get right into this with Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris calls black people dumb. She's done it in so many ways. I saw a clip go viral. A very unbelievable clip of Vice President Kamala Harris, where she talks about how good she makes collard greens. And she makes it so much, so abundantly that she got to make the collard greens in the tub. Now, I want y'all to understand how much of an insult that is. And I'm going to get to the real insult of the intelligence of black people in a second. But I want you to understand the level and the degree in which that's an insult. Because some people might just say, oh, she's capping. Oh, she's lying. Yeah, right. We don't believe. Nobody believes her. Nobody believes for 1 second that she has any superior ability or any ability whatsoever at making greens. Nobody believes that, right? Nobody. We'd have to literally watch a vlog of her in the kitchen from start to finish, make the greens, and I'd have to watch No Neck Jay come in and taste test it and give us his honest opinion. That's the only way I believe she has any ability to make greens, is if it's supervised and taste tested by No Neck Jay, No Neck Jay. Right? That's the only way. But guys, so let's just, she's Kamala Harris, right? We're going to get into her lineage momentarily. Of course, she descends patrilineally from an infamous major slave and plantation owner in Jamaica, right? That's her lineage. That's where she comes from, right? We know it's been scientifically proven one's inherent behavioral traits come strictly patrilineally, right? So she is going to behave in accordance to the men in which she descends from, which are a line of slave masters, oppressors, exploiters of stolen land, free labor, etc. But before we get into that, let's just deal with the presentation and the racial perception of modern society, right? There's the term black. Black has taken on different meanings, right? Some people say black, and that's an overarching term that people all over the world are qualified as based upon their features and biological makeup, right? Black has overarchingly been applied to the majority of the people of Africa, Afro-Caribbean people, African-American people, etc. There's black in that sense, right? Then there's black in specifically so-called Black American, African-American, now known as foundational Black American. And there's that context that only qualifies for Black people in the lower 48, right? Kamala, of course, presentation is black in the overarching sense, being that she's Jamaican. Her family is from Jamaica, right? She's English, she's Jamaican, she's East Indian. That very much is a testament to the racial makeup of Jamaica. There's a lot of East Indians there. Of course, it was colonized by the British, and then of course there are Black Jamaicans. So she's Jamaican. Last I checked, Jamaicans don't cook collard greens, right? They cook jerk stuff. They cook cabbage, rice and beef, curry, right? Which is an adaptation from the East Indians, plantains. They don't cook greens. So the fact that she even tried to come at us and say, "Oh, I cook a mean green," that's not even the culture you come from. You're not a Black American, right? So that was the first time, just the first clip that's going viral, that she called everybody stupid for even believing for 1 second. Everybody. But she did something so much worse at this rally in, where of all places, Atlanta, Georgia. In times past, states like Ohio have been known as battleground states. But Atlanta, Georgia has been the battleground of the last 2 elections. That last election and this election, Atlanta is the battleground. Right? Why is Atlanta the battleground? Because so many people in the Atlanta metropolitan area voted Democrat in the last election. So many Black people decided to take themselves to the ballot box and cast their vote for sleepy Jim Crow Joe Biden. So many did that it flipped this deeply historically red state blue, right? And that was key to Biden-Harris winning the election, right? Biden-Harris winning the election. So in understanding that, right, she's been here so many times. She was here 5 times last year, right? And she's been here plenty. I stay near the airport. I understand the impact that her being in town and Joe Biden being in town has on traffic. So I know they're here again. They were just here last week. They're here again. They keep coming here to Atlanta for a reason. Because again, this metropolitan area is the battleground, right? This is the totality, or not the totality, but of the just a compact area of very powerful and influential Black people. Influential socially, in fashion, in art, in economics, and in politics, right? So because this has become the epicenter, this has become the battleground, we see that now Trump will be having a rally here on Saturday. Trump's having a rally on Saturday, right? So now with Trump having a rally on Saturday, right on the heels of Kamala, they're demonstrating the importance of this place to this election, right? So now President Donald Trump has had various rappers at his rallies, you know, different pop culture figures have always been utilized in presidential campaigns. Don't get that twisted. There's nothing new about that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing surprising about that. If you want to influence people to cast votes, you're going to use influential people and their endorsements and relationship with them. You're going to leverage those in order to gain support for yourself, right? Certainly. Strategic, sensible, sure. But this week here in Atlanta, Georgia, Vice President Kamala Harris had a rally that highlight was Black women twerking, right? And it's on brand, of course, for Megan Thee Stallion to be the person of all the female artists right now. I mean, you have Sexy Red on top of the charts. You have GORRILLA, who's currently on tour with Megan Thee Stallion, who has a gigantic record right now. And also who previously met with President Joe Biden. You have, of course, the perennial Cardi B, who recently spoke out against Donald Trump and his policy that he said that he will enact to give federal immunity to police officers. You have so many options, but of course, of all people, she chooses the person who also is infamous for wrongly locking Black men up and getting them unfair prison sentences. Of course, Megan Thee Stallion was the clear choice to perform at a Kamala Harris rally. They represent the same cause, unjustly prosecuting Black men in the state of California. Right? They're both infamous for it. And now again, Megan got up there and, she does what she does, what she's always been known for doing, and that's twerking. All right. I really want to say what she was really doing, twerking, right? Twerking. That's what she's known for, right? So with that being said, and understanding that, how Kamala further insulted the intelligence of Black people is she felt like what was adequate was if she brought this Black woman on, this, and I'm saying Megan, but she had a whole team of dancers with her. If she brought these Black women and they all shook their ass in front of the world, that this is what it would take to secure the Black vote. Not promising anything to Black people, not having an agenda specifically curtailed to the needs of Black people. No, just get some broads up there to shake their ass, and that's how we're going to get the votes. This reminds me of a tremendous movie, hilarious movie. Put a one in the chat if y'all have seen this movie. Malibu's Most Wanted. Right? Great movie. What, Jamie Kennedy, that's who was starring. Jamie Kennedy Not Regina King, the other Regina. Scary Movie Regina. Great movie. Some people have never seen that movie, right? I showed it. I remember showing it to Zari. I showed you that movie. Malibu's Most Wanted. Well, I showed Hassan. Hassan, who I showed that movie to. He had never seen it. Regina Hall. Thank you. I showed you. Hilarious movie, right? And you had a white boy from Malibu, very affluent area of Southern California. And, you know, he was raised by Niecy Nash, who was his family's black maid. And because of that, he claved to black culture and, you know, tried to act what we call hyper urban, right? Now, in that, his father was the governor of the state of California in the movie. And he was in charge of, they tried to delegate him a job, and it was for the women, right? For the women, get women's votes. He pulls out a banner and it says, Bill Gluckman is down with the bitches and the hoes. We literally just saw that in real life. Yeah. We saw that in real life in Atlanta, Georgia. Kamala Harris is down with the bitches and the hoes. Kamala Harris is down with the hot girl summer. That's what we just saw in a presidential campaign. Because that is what and how our culture and our people are looked at. Right? Now, I done been around the world, right? And not around the world. I've been around this country, right? I've been around the block, let's say, right? And there's something that I happen to know about a specific ethnic group of women that have an elevated propensity to participate in prostitution, right? Can anybody guess what group I'm referring to? Yeah. Yep. There we go. Lamwa Allah. Hit it on the head. Knock had it in the room, but I want one of y'all to chat together. Supplanter. Look at that. So I'm not making it up, right? Just so we can. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to do this, right? Y'all can see it on the screen. Okay, cool. Never is that ethnic group treated as if that's all they can be. Never is that ethnic group marginalized like that. Like if they were looking for that ethnic group's vote, they wouldn't bring like a bunch of massage therapists on stage or geishas. They wouldn't do that. Stacey Shepard, y'all about Shimmy Al-Shabaraka, thought wealth of water, right? Third Tribe said it. I didn't say it. Third Tribe said it. They wouldn't do that, right? They wouldn't. Now, let's say that there is a large amount of that particular ethnic group that participates in such things. Nobody will sensibly blanket the whole ethnic group with that, or in the political setting, highlight that, celebrate that, utilize that in order to garner support. Nobody's doing it, right? Is there a segment of our people that like to turn up, women that like to twerk, and people that like to listen to music? Sure. But a presidential rally is certainly not the time for a thing like that. There are major issues that have been impacting Black people as long as we've existed in this country. Why wasn't that what the rally was centered around? This is a woman who said, well, yeah, I can do stuff, but I'm not going to do things that are only beneficial to Black people after doing things only beneficial to several other groups of people. Why isn't that what it's centered around? Instead, the entertainment, the distraction that our people are all too easily caught up on was cute girls shaking ass. Let's just do that. If they shake some ass, they won't ask about, I don't know, reparations. A major issue, a lot of a talking point that many of our people have been bringing up lately. You know, I would hear about it. Remember when I was young, you would hear about reparations, but it was never a major point of discussion for presidential races, right? Now it is. Now our people have picked up enough steam where our voice is loud enough through independent media platforms that this question has to be asked. This question has to be dealt with, especially when you're a Black candidate. And then for you to go out of your way and say, well, I'm not going to just do something that only benefits Black people. Wait a minute. Plenty of bills have been passed only to protect other people. Plenty. So why can't Black people get a bill? Why can't Black people get a law passed? See, before Black people in Atlanta voted Trump out of office, he had a promise and a plan, allegedly, for Black people specifically. It's called the Platinum Plan. I just want to know what was there. I can't wait for somebody to ask what was in the Platinum Plan. And are you mad? And are you taking the Platinum Plan off the table because of how the last election went? Or do you plan on putting the Platinum Plan back on the table? If I can ask Donald Trump one question, that would be the question. It would be about the Platinum Plan. I wanted to hear all about the goddamn Platinum Plan. Right? She called us dumb. She insulted our intelligence. And I want y'all to understand, she didn't just call Black people dumb, right? She also is calling the Latin demographic dumb. And I'll explain, right? I got some statistics here. Right, shout out to a great thing called ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT. I knew the answer, but I like the way that ChatGPT articulates it, right? So I asked ChatGPT exactly a slap in our face, a very specific question, right? Because what you have to understand something very key about the urban demographic, urban media, etc. Urban media is centered around Black Americans, but it influences and is consumed by not just Black Americans, but by all Black and Hispanic people in America specifically and chiefly, right? And so I asked ChatGPT this question. When it comes to content consumption from various media outlets, both online and in television, is it fair to say Latin Americans consume urban content more than any other, with the exception of Spanish and Latin content, because they do prefer to consume content in Spanish language? That's why there's been many attempts to create English first language Latin television channels, and they've always failed because they primarily desire to consume their content in Spanish if it's going to be Latin driven, right? ChatGPT says this: yes, it is fair to say that urban content is highly popular among Latin American audiences, often second only to Spanish/Latin content. Exactly what I said. Here are some key points supporting this observation. Music. Latin American audiences have a strong preference for genres like reggaeton, Latin trap, and other urban music styles. These genres dominate music charts and streaming platforms in the region, television and online. Urban-themed television shows, series, and other online video content, including dramas and reality shows centered around urban life, are widely consumed. Social media. Influencers and content creators who focus on urban culture and lifestyle often have large followings in Latin America, reflecting the audience's interest. 4. Demographics. Younger audiences who are significant consumers of digital media tend to prefer urban content, which is reflected in their viewing and listening habits. While Spanish and Latin content, including telenovelas, traditional music, and cultural programming, remains a staple, urban content has seen a significant rise in popularity and consumption. Validate my point. So when you come and you parade something for Black people, you want it to trickle down to Hispanic people, to the Black immigrants, etc. Right? That's what that's about. So they hope, hey man, Megan, she's a big artist. We get her to come up here and shake her ass, and damn it, all the niggas and spics, they're gonna love it, right? And they're gonna just hook, line, and sinker by it, and they're gonna be back Democrat. And this is what they think they need to do to combat the immense amount, the unexpected amount of Black and Latino support that Donald Trump is getting. He's getting, you've never seen a Republican with this unprecedented amount of support from groups of color. You've never seen it in life. You've never seen it. They're trying to figure out what to do about this. How do we combat this? I know somebody's got to twerk, because he's not going to have anybody twerk up there. Somebody has got, we got to put a black face, get Joe's old ass out. We got to put a black face in there and get some ass shaking, and God damn it, that's going to get the votes. That is how stupid they think Black and Hispanic people are. That a black face and some ass is all it's going to take to get the votes. And now, like mentioned in the chat, Quavo was there.
Yeah, he spoke.
Quavo's going to speak. My friend Quavo. He's not even relevant. He hasn't been relevant in a while. We should understand that. He hasn't been relevant since the unfortunate demise of our brother Takeoff. He's had zero relevance in there. Okay, he's the least relevant Migo. He got beat in a rap battle by an R&B singer. Shout out Chris Brown. We don't give a damn what Quavo's talking about. Quavo just opened a club up nobody's even going to. Right? He opened a club up next door in a gas station parking lot. Right? So I mean, it was bad. Chris did him so bad. Wow. Right? I'm telling you, he opened that club up, and nobody's talking about it. Out of every place I hear people go, nobody's talking about V12. It's across the street from one of the most historic Atlanta landmarks, the Varsity, where King Von and Lil Durk caught that case, and nobody's talking about it. I pulled up over there one night, not even to go in, to go to the, I just pulled up in a parking lot. Nobody was in that parking lot. Nobody. The brother's not relevant. So they just, I don't even know what I think it's a sports bar.
I think that's the joint. He was
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's it.
Smooth bus.
A bus. A bus. It's not going. So, so you get Quavo up there, an irrelevant guy, has no influence. It's not 2017. Bad and Bougie is not out. That's not that didn't help you. So, but they thought that was what it was going to take. They thought that's what it was going to take. And then, of course, y'all know what her other policy to be championed is, right? She's got a policy now that she wants to champion, and she wants Black women to go and do something, right? Something that states like Georgia, Texas, Florida have stripped women of the right to do. And that's get rid of the babies. So they're hoping that if they can propagate the promiscuous, hypersexual culture, tap into the very hedonistic nature of human beings, especially of human beings of color, and incentivize risky, self-destructive behavior through the music. If they look at the party that is upholding those things, they're hoping that that'll get the votes. It is a strong testament to their perception of Black people. It is a strong testament to their lack of consideration for the intelligence possessed by Black people. That's what it is. It's nothing short of that. It should be interpreted perceived as nothing but a slap in the face and an insult to your intelligence as a black person in America. It should. I don't know of any time where there was ass shaking at a presidential rally. We're talking about a country where there was a wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl and women weren't allowed to perform at the Super Bowl forever after that. Let's hold on. Let me pull that up. I need to pull that up real quick. Super Bowl halftime performers. It was forever. After that, they weren't letting women come at all. Let's take a look at this. Let's fact check me. Okay, history. Let's go to Janet. What was that? 01 with Janet? And y'all know that's how YouTube started. From Janet. Janet's breast. The black woman's breast started YouTube. Right? Yeah, Justin and Janet. That was 01. No, that was Brittany and Mary J. Blige. U2. So when was this? Okay, right here. 2004. Janet, Diddy, Nelly, Kid Rock, Justin Timberlake, Jessica Simpson. So if we look after that, we had Paul McCartney, the Rolling Stones, Prince, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, The Who, the Black Eyed Peas, right? Which does have one woman with Fergie. Okay, Nikki and my so it was literally 7 to 8 years before they really let women perform at the Super Bowl over what happened with Janet, right here in Houston at the 04 Super Bowl. Right? This is this country's history. And this is the Super Bowl. Now, granted, the Super Bowl is the most watched single television show of the year, pretty much every year, consistently has been for quite some time. But how much more important is a presidential election than a championship game that happens once a year? Bragging rights that, last for a year. A person who actually gets to run the helm of a country for 4 years gets to be the self-proclaimed leader of the free world for 4 years. Drastic Nazarene said, Chief dropped a jewel. Is it the fact that a black breast started? Yeah, so the inspirational thought behind the creation of YouTube was the moment where Janet's breast slipped out of her shirt at the Super Bowl, because the inventor of YouTube said we need to have a place online where you don't have to see this stuff live, where if you hear about it, you can go and immediately pull something like this up. So that was the inspiration for YouTube, right? So again, over that, it was 7, 8 years before they even let a woman grace that Super Bowl stage again. They just had a bunch of Paul McCartney, The Who, the Rolling Stones. They had a bunch of archaic, ancient, decrepit white men out there. They wanted to keep it totally as not sexy as possible on that damn stage for many of those halftime shows and performances over the situation that happened with Jen, right? Now, granted, that was 20 years ago, but this is the precedence of the country and how they handle these type of situations. Now we have a situation where the president is highlighting and exploiting hypersexual behavior and dance moves and music in conjunction with the presidential campaign. Why? Again, because they understand the importance of the black vote, the Latino vote, and they want it, and they feel like we are stupid animals that just love shaking our ass. So that's what's going to get the votes. That's what's going to get Harris put in the ballot box. Not any agendas, not any policies that are beneficial, that are favorable. We can take a look at her policies as district attorney in the state of California, as attorney general in the state of California. Her policies were very, very predatory towards black and brown men, especially. Right? When I'm hearing, I'm seeing the commercial ad for Kamala. I'm looking at the commercial for Kamala. Right? And It's talking about, well, let's take a look at what she did here or there, right? And outside of, I think after they mentioned, the fact that she fights so hard for the right for a woman to kill a baby, an innocent child that didn't ask to be created, the incentivizing of promiscuity. Outside of just that, the fourth accolade that they said that she accomplished in office was, or as a vice president, was fighting for lower prices on insulin. Another insult to Black people's intelligence. You have poor dietary habits, so you have diabetes. You have poor you make poor sexual choices, so you have unwanted pregnancies. You want to keep aborting them babies? Do you want to have good insulin access, cheap insulin access? Do you like twerking and Megan Thee Stallion? Vote for Kamala Harris. That's all I see. That is all I see. That's what's being communicated if you're paying attention, if you had the glasses on. Right? Hold on. Let's look up this movie. Yeah, for all that, we should have voted yay in, right?
Yeah, this comes.
It's they live. So they used to put on the glasses, right? Roddy Piper here. Roddy Piper. He would put on these glasses and he would see things for what they are. You got to put your damn they live goggles on when you're looking at this. I'm seeing it. It's being communicated to me very well what's going on. You have diabetes. You're a hoe. Vote for Kamala Harris. I got your back. If you're a big back diabetes having hoe, vote for me. And that's how they're marginalizing Black women. If you're paying attention, that's all they're saying in her campaign. Black women are big back diabetes having hoes who need to vote for me. Because I got their back. I'm going to keep those insulin shots down. I'm going to keep those abortion clinics open. Right? And I got Megan. She likes me. Don't you twerk to her? Don't me and her get Black men locked up over BS? Unfair prison sentences? With weak cases? That's what she's saying. It's great. I hope we're paying attention. I hope our eyes and our ears are open to what's going on and what's actually being communicated about our people. Many people said, well, Trump put those sneakers out because, Black people, he said he went to jail, Black people are going to relate. If he's guilty, she's guilty as well, if not even more. Right? But it's a fact that 1 in 4 Black men have been arrested in this country. It's a very highly unfortunate fact, but it is a fact. Give me that in the Bible, please, Isaiah 42 and 22. But it's also a prophecy that would happen, right? That we would be in jail. So yes, many of us can relate. He's more relatable because he's the one who's been to jail. Kamala's the one that puts niggas in jail. So of course, he's more relatable in that sense to us, right? Because of unfair legal policies in this country that Kamala Harris is a champion of. Let's read that.
It's the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. Mm-hmm. All of them are snared in holes, mm-hmm. and they are hidden in prison houses.
The Bible says God's chosen people, the Israelites, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people, would be hidden in prison houses. We are the number one demographics of people that populate the prison system in this country. Kamala Harris played a huge hand in the worst, arguably, prison system in this country, the CDC, the California Department of Corrections. So overfull. So much so that they gave life sentences, 3 strikes, you're out, and they got to let them people out because they got to make room for new prisoners. That's how out of control the California Department of Corrections is. And a lot of those people were put in jail by Vice President Kamala Harris. Right? Now, Shaka War here says, Ozempic finna be half off. I have a theory that the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake beef was simply an Ozempic commercial. Because I never heard of Ozempic once in my goddamn life before that beef. And now I see it everywhere. I see the commercials. I see signs driving around Atlanta, Ozempic. Well, I'm looking like, what is Ozempic? I'm convinced that was a goddamn Ozempic commercial, man. It's going to be hard to convince me otherwise. Because you know, how do I never hear of something? Then Drake drops it and Kendrick utilizes it in the picture for the album art. And now I can't get away from Ozempic. I didn't know what it was. He said, Rick, Ozempic, I had no idea it was weight loss related. I was confused, right? Now that's all we're talking about, Ozempic. Right? It's like Monique Robinson. So you was born and raised in LA and Oakland. Well, then I'm sure you're familiar with victims of Kamala Harris. Very sure. Right? So Kamala Harris, in her campaign, is certainly about insulting Black people, exploiting Black people, and pulling the wool over the eyes of Black people. Right? That's what this is. This is nothing short of it, right? Let's delve further now, because that was engaging her as what she is perceived by some. Many of us certainly do not view her as one of us, even those of us who aren't, adherent Israelites that, believe in patrilineage and things like that. So let's deal with who she descends from. What's the nigga name she descends from? Somebody know it. Yeah, her grandfather. No, Kamala is not the great harlot. The country that she is running to be the president of is the great harlot. And I'll explain that. I can explain that momentarily. Huh?
Oscar Joseph Harris.
That's her dad?
Her grandfather.
Okay, Oscar Joseph Harris.
Hamilton Brown. Hamilton Brown. Hamilton Brown.
Are we sure? No, I think this is it. Let's go here. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, her four-time paternal great-grandfather, Hamilton Brown.
Okay, Hamilton Brown. Hamilton Brown. Yeah, here he is. Hamilton Brown. So this just to be clear, right? And you can hold for me Numbers 118, Ezra 2, right? But Hamilton Brown was an Ulster Scot. So let's just stop there. Let's unpack Ulster Scot. The Ulster Scot people are an ethnic group descended largely from Scottish and Irish settlers who moved to the north of Ireland during the 17th century. There is an Ulster Scots dialect of the Scots language, found mostly in the province of Ulster. Their ancestors were Protestant settlers who migrated from the Scottish lowlands and Northern Ireland during the plantation of Ulster, which was planned process of colonization following the Tudor conquest of Ireland. And when you understand all of this, this is about conquest and, macro gentrification of Ireland that had many Black inhabitants when you get into that, right? That's not, if you're not familiar with Black nobility and the Black population of medieval Europe, Dark Age Europe, I mean, you're just a fool, right? If you haven't looked into that, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull something up for y'all. I got a hell of a web page here. Oh, a hell of a web page. Just blew my mind. And now, mind you, I've been studying this for years. Most High will tomorrow. It makes 16 years for me in this truth. All praise Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So for 16 years, I've been familiar with Black nobility in ancient Europe. This one, oh yeah, this is it right here. I want to pull this up for y'all, right? I want to pull this up for y'all. Share this. This is I want to share this resource with y'all. I'm not going to gatekeep it, right? Even though I would love to, because I want to definitely do. And this it's funny. I didn't realize this is like my favorite picture. Look how majestic the brother is. He looking like a high priest. Look at that. Look at that headdress. Look at what he got on. Look at the fringes on the garment. This guy, king of Poland. He was in Poland. We gonna see about it, right? Shout out to the brother Christopher Mansfield who did this. The swarthy kings see and discuss Europe's rulers who were described and depicted as black people, right? They did steal the Scottish identity. I got a video I did on that. I'm gonna have to re-up it on Gorilla TV. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me stop this. Wait a minute. Hold on. If y'all ain't on Gorilla TV, YouTube, at least the YouTube, I can see, hey man, I ain't got the $5 a month for you. That's fine. Get over to the YouTube. Right here, Gorilla TV YouTube, GRLA TV. You could just put in, go to your YouTube search bar, type in at GRLA TV. You get Gorilla TV. I need to get over there because this is going to be the home of my street content, but it is going to be abbreviated. It's going to be shortened. And the full content, again, this is all because of the prejudicial way in which the platform has targeted me. You're going to have to go off platform to the actual website, grla.tv, in order to get the full length of most of this. But I'm going to put the video where I had the debate with the individual who identified himself as an Anglo-Saxon Israelite, white man. And, you know, he was trying to claim to be Israelite. We go back and forth. And I broke down to him the history of Queen Scotia. That's where Scotland come from Queen Scotia, an Egyptian queen, right? This is Queen Scotia right here, right? We see what that is, an Egyptian princess. Now, some of y'all may know about an area in Canada. It's called Nova Scotia, which means New Scotland. Scotia, after Queen Scotia. So don't get it twisted. The Scots, the Irish, these aren't even their original identities. These are identities and lands that they've conquested and assumed, just as they've done areas here in the Americas and Africa, all over the world. This ain't new. Let's make sure that's clear. This is not new, right? Gorilla TV, though, make sure y'all go subscribe. What is y'all doing? Matter of fact, let me put this in the chat for y'all. All right? Put this in the chat. Let me pin it to the chat for y'all. Gorilla TV, right? Judah Man, y'all about Shemel Sharp, I thought Walter Water. Right? She was an Egyptian queen. Right? And remember, our people were where? In Egypt. Heavily. There was more, when you deal with the time of Yahushua, there was more Israelites in Egypt than there was in Judea. Right? In medieval and Irish Scottish legend, Scotia is the daughter of an Egyptian pharaoh and ancestor of the Gaels, where you get the Gaelic language from. She is said to be the origin of the Latin name Scoti, but historians say her alleged ancestors' spouses were purely mythological and was created to explain the name to fit the Gaels in the historical narrative. Now, Scotia could have been mythological. That's fine. They still depicted her as black, showing the black origin of the place. Why would they go out of their way as people in the British Isles to say that their origin was from Africa if it wasn't? Right? Come on now. Well, let's go here. The swarthy kings. Delon Cooper, y'all about Shimmy out shot burger throw out the water. Y'all make sure you share this, right? Brother said ain't scary hours, but it's getting spooky. We're gonna start scary hours a little earlier tonight. We starting scary hours early. Y'all know what it is, man. Right? All praises. And it's gorilla time. You said what? I got him. I shot him. You good. All praises. So let's just go down Swarthy Kings real quick. I want to show y'all this, right? Cardinal Ippolito d'Este, right? So this is a cardinal. That means he was a top priest in the Vatican, right? You see him right here. You see him. And he's with a white person. So you can clearly tell because they try to excuse it. Oh, this was burnt.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in blackface.
Oh, that's the only paint color they had.
That's what it was. No, he's with a white boy. So it's a clear ethnic distinction that's being demonstrated.
They try to say that's just the shade of the paper.
Yeah. They'll say anything to try to cover up the truth. See, but Vladimir Putin, whoever the next president is going to have to deal with them grits. Y'all about Shimmy out with water. Vladimir Putin, whoever this next president is going to have to deal with, he already opened up his churches and showed you everybody's black in these churches. He don't give a damn. He's an atheist. He doesn't care. You guys have stolen the black religion. Adolf told you that time ago. I ain't gonna get off into that, man. I know where I'm at. Right? Oh, no sound on the soundboard. How no sound on the soundboard? That can't be. Oh, that's why. I've been yelling and screaming. And this ain't been on. Christ Jesus. Right? Another, the Duke of Ferrara, right? Which I believe is in Italy. See him? With a white boy. You see that white next to him?
Yeah. I've been scrolling it.
Right? Okay, look, he the only black one. Okay.
Literally.
Right. Let's keep going. Let's keep scrolling. Another one, Urkel. Another Duke of Ferrara, right? Nigga named Urkel. Come on, man. Urkel. It's Urkel, man. Another Duke, Borso. Look at this. The Princes of Brunswick.
Yeah, the Prince of Brunswick is crazy.
Look at them. Sweet ass. They look like that picture of them niggas in Chicago at that concert.
Yeah, with all them the bell bottoms.
Sweet ass niggas.
Yeah.
But niggas no less. Right? Look at this brother. Observation concerning the increase of mankind by Benjamin Franklin. It's Benjamin Franklin. This is what Benjamin Franklin said about Germans. This post will continue the commentary on the Benjamin Franklin's observation essay, 16th century Germany. Right? Look at this. It say, in 1755, Benjamin Franklin, the founding father of the United States, published a short essay titled Observations Concerning the Increase of Mankind, Peopling of Countries, etc. In it, he speaks about the concerns he had with dark-complexioned Germans that were settling in Pennsylvania, much to his dismay. The following is an excerpt from this essay in which Franklin speaks about the general complexion of people around the world. This is interesting. He says, and since detachments of English from British sent to America will have their places at home, so soon supplied and increased so largely, here he's talking about in America, colonization by the Brits, why should the Palatine Boers be suffered to swarm into our settlements, and by herding together establish their language and manners to the exclusion of ours? Why should Pennsylvania, founded by the English, become a colony of aliens who will shortly be so numerous as to Germanize us instead of Anglifying them, and will adopt our language or customs any more than they can acquire our complexion? So, showing you that there was a distinction between the complexion of the Germans he was referring to and the English. Well, we know what Benjamin Franklin was. We know he was emphatically a white man. We know that. He juxtaposed the complexion of the Germans that he was encountering to his own, showing you that the Germans were black. Right.
You keep reading the excerpt, he go crazy. I think that's the brother adding remarks to it, but he's snapping though. Like if you jump down, I say in the excerpt, Franklin described Africa
as black and tawny, yeah.
Asia and America were tawny.
As tawny, right? So he's saying Africa is black and brown, yeah. Asia and America brown. Yeah. Pre-Columbian natives whatsoever were described as copper color and black complexion in contemporary accounts from explorers, conquistadors, and Jesuits. Right. This coincides with Franklin's description of tawny. So people of different shades of brown. Exactly. Great shirt you got on there. Praise the Lord. Yes. Tawny is the equivalent of the French word tin, which originates the word tan, right? This is why that's a name amongst Haitians. Not this the ETN, like basically like you're tan. Yeah. To tan something means to blacken it. The above definitions from the 17th century bear proof of that noircir, which is black or to blacken, right? That's the French for black. To tan, to revile, to disgrace, to blemish, to vilify. Noir is a French word for black. Tan and black are synonymous. The second term is that of tan, which is described a little black spot on the face. The word derives from tan, and the only color in its definition is black. A tan is commonly called a mole, which is considered a blemish, right? So here you go. Make black to tan. See that? So he's showing you. Okay. Oh, look at this. These are the Germans. Wow.
Duke on the left, I think.
Right?
Yeah, Duke
of Milan. Oh, no, these are Italians.
Yeah.
These are Dukes. They're running Milan. Y'all know about Milan. Okay.
Look at the time frame. 1490.
1490 is right before the Renaissance.
Right.
I want to show some more. Of course, he's a Moor. They are at a point where they'll admit about the Moors. Duke of Milan again. Look at this. George de Chalant, governor of Ulster Valley. Right, the image below is said to depict the Black King Belshazzar from an adoration painting. Is a part of an altarpiece at a certain chapel in a castle. Right, you see that? Look at that. So look how they painted them here and look here.
That's so crazy.
That's the Renaissance, the revamp. That's called iconoclasm.
Gone.
Right? Look at this. Look at this, brother. Duke of Burgundy, the Epiphany of Charles the Bold. Okay.
That's crazy.
Francisco Homan, right? Portuguese nobleman. Boom. Okay. Let's keep going. Ludmilla.
Yeah, the Duchess.
She's over there in like the Eastern Europe. Yeah, Poland. This is Poland.
Yeah.
We're the original Polish. Stacy, again, y'all about Shimmy out shot bucket thought worth of water. Right? Sleep don't love me. You damn right. Sleep ain't never loved me. Right? And another good point, K Paradise almost forgot. Europe is named after Europa, a Canaanite princess.
Yep. Good point.
Come on. Great point. Let's keep going. Francis the First, King of France. Y'all know King James was also King of France, right? Okay. Philip the Handsome, King of Castile. Castile, of course, is Spain. This is where a lot of Spanish is called Castellano. He's the king of that region. Okay, let's keep going. See that? You see him? You see everybody else? You see him. This wasn't a mistake.
Right.
The church didn't catch on fire. This is deliberate. Right? It's just like let's look this up. Kamala Harris with Biden cabinet. Just look that up, right? Look at these idiots. See here? It's just like this picture. I just need a good one. Can they pull up large for me, please? I just need Kamala Harris with a bunch of white people. That's all I need. Here we go. Can I see this? You see how it's 3 black people here and a bunch of white people? No, it's 4. My fault. Don't let me count this out. But we see here the ethnic divergence. This is why we can't. Oh, Salakia. This is why we can't. We look at the old world and we look at history like it was like just nothing like what we live today. And that's very far from the truth. So just like now in America, you can see people of different races standing next to each other. That happened in ancient Europe and happened all over the place, right? This idea of this monolithic, medieval, dark age Europe, no. People were moving around, dealing with other people long before, 1492. Long before, right? I'll make that clear. Back to Swarthy Kings. I want to get to my favorite guy before right? There you go. Charles the Bold, Philip the Handsome. See, look. It's so well known that in Europe, when they dress the kids up, when they play the black character, they put them in blackface. And when you understand where thespianism comes from, all right, not lesbianism, not thespianism. where thespianism comes from. In ancient Europe, where they were doing plays, like y'all know about the plays like Hamlet. What's the one about the Moor? Othello. When you know about those plays, women weren't allowed to act. So the men had to be women. When the man played the woman, he dressed up like a woman. When the white man had to play a black character, they put him in blackface. It's what they did. So they carry that tradition on. So if the person isn't historically actually black, why does the white boy got to put on blackface in order to accurately portray him in Europe? Exactly. Why? Oh, the same way that if a female character had to be portrayed and a male was portraying it, it still would have to dress up like a lady.
Right.
Okay. Got that. Check. Another one. Leonard von Lehman. When you hear these words von, you think about Austria. Here he is in Austria. Okay. It's more. Oh, it's more. Look at him. Black men dressed as knights. Is this Saint Maurice? Oh, this brother. He searched the annals of history and the internet. Shout out to this brother, a true hero. Right, a true hero, man. You see that? Look at this. The royal family of Prussia. You know Kaiser Wilhelm? Okay. Making sure. The Franconian Knights of Grumbach. That sounds pretty, and that looks pretty German to me. Oh, all that looks German. Them family crests don't lie. If this is a white family crest, why is black faces on the white family crest? Somebody explain it to me. John III Sobieski, King of Poland. King of Poland.
Look at he like that movie, the actor.
The Polish. Who you talking about? I know you done fucked up, right?
I think so. Dang, what's that man name? I'm so bad with name. Yeah,
Bill
bro.
Duke.
Bill Duke. No, he look just like Bill Duke. Imagine that.
Bill Duke.
He looked just like that, man.
Y'all telling me this ain't the same guy? Are you telling me that this isn't the same guy? It's mind blowing. All praise to the Most High. Yeah, man, come on.
We here with it.
Through the Spirit. Through the Spirit. And we on Rumble.
Right.
We on Rumble. We on X. We on the new SICARRI YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to a SICARRI Exodus 17:15. Like, share, subscribe. If you want to super chat, get over to Chief Dome. Or use one of the other donation methods you see on screen. Right, we're going to open up for questions too. Don't worry. Just hold tight. I'm going in. Right, let's keep going down. Look at this. Julius Henry, Duke of Saxe-Lauenburg. This statue was sculpted in Germany. See that?
1660.
The Germans. Austria. Look at this black man in Austria. Okay.
Right.
Look at that bust. Right? Look at him, the French Archbishop in the Netherlands. I think we seen him on Fig a couple weeks. Was it this brother on Figueroa? Checking a trap on Figueroa. That's what it looked like. I'm lying. He looks like he could have been up for Player of the Year.
Really big worm for real.
Really on some big worm stuff.
Smooth big worm action. Wow.
Look at this. A family heirloom in the French Bourbon House.
Yeah.
Oh. Look at him, an imperial count from Upper Saxony. Saxon, we get the Anglo-Saxon, England. Look at him. Look how he's adorned. What's that show? Where my wife at? My wife in the chat. Baby, what's that show you be watching? You know the one I'm talking about. That damn Netflix show where they all in Europe. Bridgerton.
Bridgerton. Yeah.
But hold on. Why do you think now in Bridgerton,
God.
they just got black people, white people. They're not making no big deal about it because it's that show is actually historically accurate. It's showing you this is how it was. That damn Bridgerton. Go watch it. I watched it with my review, and it's not a bad show.
God.
I ain't watching it by myself, but it's not a bad show.
Right. I mean, the plot,
Right? Nah, you know what I'm saying? But I watch it. You know, that's not unbearable.
God.
More Saint Maurice. Right? And then Maurice, who named Maurice?
Right.
I'll stop here. No, I won't stop there. We'll keep going. Look at this. King Caspar. Germany.
God.
Right? Caspar. In the French, it's called Gaspar. Shout out to the sister who won her heat today in track and field, representing for Cuba from the tribe of Levi. I want to shout her out today too. She had the name Gaspar. Cooper Gaspar. Shout out to that sister. I'm talking about cooked all the other tribes and the damn Hamites on that damn track and field today. Praise the Lord. Right?
Could really look like Yakima, bro. This is crazy, right? All niggas today.
See what I'm saying? These are brothers. We know these brothers. Now look at this. Marie Antoinette. I know many Antoinette. I wanted, Soleil, second middle name supposed to be Antoinette. Her mother protested very vehemently, adamantly in regards to that. Marie Antoinette. Now, I saw a goddamn movie on the TV where Kirsten Dunst was Marie Antoinette. That does not accurately meet this depiction that we're seeing here. Interesting. Oh, look at King Louis. Which King Louis? The 16th. This is Louis the 16th.
You like the baby.
Look at him. He do look like the baby. Right? The nigga look like the baby.
Can't make it up, bro.
He looked like he shot a nigga at Walmart. He don't.
Kirk right
He look like Kirk.
Look Kirk.
You know what I'm saying? Look at this stuff.
Yeah, I ain't gonna. It's crazy. I needed this website.
See, and this is what happens. See, he asked this question, right? A footman or leader of the Dutch Republic, because what happens is when they can't iconoclast the picture, what they do is they try to repackage what it is.
Exactly. They try to diminish his power.
But what this brother does is show, well, if he's just a footman, why is he adorned in the way he's adorned?
Exactly.
Because that dress style and what you're actually permitted to wear is a testament to your rank in society. See, if he's just a footman, he wouldn't be adorned so majestically, so royally. It wouldn't happen.
And they take their time to catch them at the perfect moment, have them posted up. I mean, really get that painting problem.
Now look at this. The wild men and the Moors. Who are the wild men?
Right.
Oh,
I'm finna take some of these, John. Put them as a new
need it.
As a new
just posing. They be sitting there posing.
post account, yeah.
King of Portugal. Right there. And this, but he goes into the 5 tropes of successfully whitewashing black people in history. You know, y'all could look into that.
On this site,
Yep. See that? They know it.
I was on the Tumblr.
When they had the Tumblr? Okay.
It's a brother on there
posting
this
information.
illusions, heavenly illusions or something like that. We got all of the different icons and stuff like that. You know what I mean? All of the biblical characters and their icons that they all had painting and stuff like that up.
All praises.
Yeah.
This information been coming out.
Yeah, that Tumblr, bro. Hold on, I still got it.
This is the Poochie Dynasty.
You see?
See that? Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Look at that. But I want to get to my main one here. A Princess of Parma. That's in Italy. Queen Charlotte's son, George IV, a black man. Right? House of Orange, Nassau. I would assume that's there in the British Isles. Yeah. Middle stature of a brown complexion with chestnut hair. Swarthy complexion.
Look.
See that?
He got all them joints. He go through all of them. He got hella posts.
Okay, Con.
All of the icons for real.
All the icons there. I'm seeing. Yeah, that's heavy.
Yeah.
What is it called again?
It's Tumblr. It's called Illustrious Divinity.
Illustrious Divinity on Tumblr. Similar resource.
Yep.
The Viceroy of Valencia. Hold on. This the one. Augustus the Strong, King of Poland. See that? Look at him. Augustus the Strong, King of Poland. Fringes. Look at the fringes. Of a swarthy but majestic countenance. See that? Now look at this. Augustus III's equally famous legitimized half-brother, right, was described by the French of two Bassain, Bassain being the equivalent of swarthy. Now this was interesting. His name is Maurice de Saxe. De Saxe means of Isaac, right? That's very important to understand. That means of Isaac, right? But I say all this to say that Kamala Harris is a white woman. So back to this. The Ulster Scots, this is where she comes from, right? Let's take a look at them, okay? These, skirt wearing niggas. Okay, cool. Hamilton Brown was an Ulster Scot plantation owner, slave owner, and politician who resided in St. Ann Parish, Jamaica, which he represented in the House of Assembly of Jamaica for 22 years. Brown founded the settlement of Hamilton Town in St. Ann's Parish, which was named after him. Okay, so let's take a look at his. Again, remember, it has been scientifically proven by the University of North Carolina and by Oxford that the behavioral traits of human beings are inherent from their fathers, from their patrilineage. Okay, cool. So just remember that. Let's go here. Brown began his career as an estate bookkeeper, but acquired significant land holdings and agricultural interest in the British colony of Jamaica. He was a pen keeper or cattle breeder, and he was responsible for a large cattle fair held on Pedro Plains in St. Elizabeth Parish in 1829. He also grew sugar and owned the Antrim, Colliston, Greer Park, and Mindred plantation. So he owned 1, 2, 3, 4 plantations, all in St. Ann, as well as having interest in numerous others. So he outright owned 4 plantations and had percentage in numerous other plantations. Okay, cool. He gave his name to Brownstown, originally known as Hamilton Town, in St. Ann, which he founded in 1805. He paid for the construction of the original St. Mark's Anglican Church in Brownstown. Right. So we see who the early builders of the churches were also. That's interesting. He was a member of the House Assembly of Jamaica in 1820, and he represented St. Ann's Parish in that assembly for 22 years. Right. In 1832, he met Henry Whitley on his trip to Jamaica, to whom he argued that Jamaican slaves were better off than the English poor, and therefore the British government should not interfere with the way Jamaican planters managed their slaves.
No, this was in that book that I was reading.
Oh, okay. The one.
Yeah, that one.
Con. English poor. Basically, don't interfere with how we're beating our slaves. Right. That's what he fought. Just like Kamala is fighting for the right to kill babies, he's fighting for the right to beat and abuse slaves. Right. So this is we can see the behavioral consistency in that lineage. We can see it. Okay, cool. Whitley went on to witness harsh and arbitrary whipping of slaves at the plantations that he visited during his stay. So the person who was sent by the British government to look into this matter, he saw the brutality that Hamilton Brown was fighting to uphold, right? And likely, participating himself, right? According to the legacies of British slave ownership at the University College London, Brown was awarded a payment under the Slave Compensation Act in 1837 as a former slave owner in the aftermath of Slavery Abolition Act of 1833. The British government took out a $15 billion loan, right? $1 million loan worth $1.8 billion in 2024, with interest from Nathan Mayer Rothschild.
Bro, yeah, she's a pawn, bro. She got put there.
We can't, guys, we can't make it up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We can't make this up, right? And this is all public information on Wikipedia with sources cited.
She got put there.
With sources cited. This is from The Guardian, that source. Right? This is from the annual RPI and average earnings for Britain from 1209 to present. These are legitimate sources here. Government sources and highly regarded journalistic publications here. With interest from Nathan Mayer Rothschild and Moses Montefiore, which was subsequently paid off by British taxpayers ending in 2015. So they just finally paid this loan back almost 200 years later. Oh my God. You can't, hey, listen, man. You can't make this stuff up. And then you wonder why the Rothschilds have the wealth they have.
Right.
They've been getting interest from British taxpayers for almost 2 centuries. Christ Jesus. Brown was a prolific slave owner in the context of Jamaican society and was associated with a large number of claims, 25 in total. He owned 1,120 slaves, most of them on sugar plantations in St. Anne's Parish, and received the equivalent of 24,144 euros, the equivalent of 2.89 million in payment at the time. So they basically gave him 3 M's to bail him out for the loss of 1,100 slaves. Right?
That was crazy. He got paid for that. He got paid for them to not be slaves just to still have them working on plantations, because trying to gain land and stuff like that after being let out of slavery was too hard. They made it to where the interest rates and stuff like that was too steep for these folks to acquire land out there. That's why he's still living in the way they is now.
Now look at this. And just to your point, what did he say? Brown was active in trying to recruit Irish people to work in Jamaica. In December 1835, 121 people from Ballymoneyco Antrim set off from Belfast for Jamaica on the James Ray, a brig owned by Brown. They settled in St. Anne. In 1836, he brought a further 185 Irish people to St. Anne. An effort by planners in 1804 to encourage large-scale Irish migration to Jamaica to settle lands that might otherwise be occupied by newly freed slaves. So bring white people, import white people in here to take up the land, so you have to come back to the plantation and essentially be back in slavery, right? Failed after the project was criticized in Ireland as potentially transforming the migrants. And the Irish said, you ain't finna enslave us, nigga. Right. We're not going. Right. We won't be the slave. So this is
the stock she come from.
This is the stock she comes from. Yeah. This is it, right? Kamala Harris's father, economist Donald J. Harris, wrote Reflections of a Jamaican Father that his paternal grandmother was Christina Brown, a descendant of plantation owner and slave owner Hamilton Brown, right? Okay. So, this, okay, so Snopes is saying, rated a claim that she was descended from Brown as unproven. So they said it was unproven pending further research, but her pop said it. That's what her pop said. So I don't understand how this is being denied. Why would he acknowledge somebody as his paternal grandfather who is not? That's crazy. So this is where she comes from. Okay, this is where she comes from. And of course, guess what? She's even on her, and give me that just so we can understand our worldview, the biblical worldview on how you determine somebody's identity, right? Let's read that.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 1, starting at verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they recited their ancestry by families according to the house of their fathers.
That's how you identify your ancestry, according to patrilineage, and that's the most popular form of doing it throughout the world. But more importantly, that's how God commanded his people to do it. So that's what matters more than anything else. Quadazat makes a great point. He says this shows that Irish were never slaves. They said, "Oh, you finna make us own? We ain't going." Yeah. So that whole history is greatly exaggerated, fake, inflated, and utilized to minimalize our suffering as a collective. Give me that Ezra as well, just to hammer that point in.
This is the book of the prophet Ezra, chapter 2, starting at verse 59. And these were they which went up from Tel Malah, Tel Harsa, Sherub, Adon, and Emer. But they could not show their father's house and their seed, whether they were of Israel.
Yeah, so your father's house and your seed, the lineage you come from, determines whether or not you're of Israel. So that's how the Israelites, how God instructed us to, that's how God instructed us to determine who's who, by their father's seed, right, by lineage. So her lineage is that, of course, of slave masters, not of slaves. Now, Kamala Harris went to Howard, right? As somebody pointed out. What's my brother, Mr. Stewart? She got the nerve to go to an HBCU. She went to a very prestigious, historically Black university known as Howard. And this, guys, has all been a part of the plan. Mm-hmm. We see the connections to these slave owners, to Rothschild. We see that, right? Okay, cool. So this is all a part of the plan. I'm going to show you who else went to Howard. Not the black guy in this picture. He didn't go to Howard. Let's click here. The black guy in this photo did not go to Howard. Have y'all ever seen him when he was pledging a black fraternity? Have you seen this before, you thought? I gotta show the world.
I think I did see that video.
This white boy, he went to Howard. Yeah. So I mean, you you could go to Howard. Yeah. If you're trying to pawn yourself off or something, for sure. Right, let's go here.
You gotta do Stephen. How about that? Yeah. Yeah.
God, this
name Nasty.
Irish McNasty. Y'all can see him.
Stiff as a mud, bro. Oh my God. Is that how he trying to shimmy, cuz? That's how he trying to shimmy, cuz? TJ probably watching it live right now. I ain't gonna.
I was just asking, like, was he in the front?
Yes, yep. Good. That's him in the back right now.
Like,
so like my head, bro. But he can't do nothing with them shoulders.
He went in public and did this.
Yeah, bro.
Bruce, y'all about shimmy out sharp, I could throw out the water.
It's crazy. They if we were to cut the volume up, they'll probably be actually like, calling good name. Like he got away with this. Yeah, and got praised for it.
One more time.
He threw the new book.
This is bad.
I seen that lean back there.
This is so bad.
Hold on, watch it. Watch the still. He's so still. He finished. That man shoulder stiff as a mud, boy.
So going to an HBCU. Just what? So what? But these are things that they do because, of course, she's a plant. She's been planted the same way that Barack Obama is from Hawaii, and then he just pops up on the south side of Chicago. These are things that they have to do when they're molding these plants to be relatable to black people. That's all this is. To pull the wool over the eyes of us and lead us to believe that this is somebody like us. that's relatable to us, that we can trust, that shares our interests, our views, our upbringing, that understands us. This is the agenda here. Please pay close attention. Kamala. Oh, Kamala. Hold on. Oh, Kamala. So we and like Mr. Stewart said, they play a long game. And we have to understand the long game they play. When Barack Obama was born, they didn't know that he was going to be the president. When Kamala Harris was born, they didn't think she was going to be the president necessarily. But they have these people that are ready when need to be called on, to be summoned when necessary. There are these people, right? Maybe you can call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't know. But I think that there are entirely too many coincidences to dismiss clear collusion in some of these cases. But either way, all praise to the Most High. We are not ignorant of Satan's various devices. We're not ignorant. We're not ignorant at all, right? At all, in the least, right? Wow. Now, real quick plug before we transition. Guerrilla TV, GRLA.TV, right? Website, Guerrilla TV. Let me put it in the chat. New pin link. Right? Join Guerrilla.tv now. That is GRLA.tv, right? You can join it now for just $5. That's it, $5. And you're going to get access to long form street content and content that is entirely too hot for YouTube by yours truly, of course, me, AHLAZAR, BANLAWYA, Guerrilla Hebrew. We also have other options here for other stuff. People asked about, somebody hit me up asking me about the coaching this month. Of course, I still have regular counselor rates, but for the coaching, I got that special package for y'all. We got all that, but we have the content here, content that YouTube hasn't been too friendly of. So of course we now have our own. We also have czwine.network, right? It's for a little bit of a higher price point, but you have even more content. You have all kind of backlog. You have Deacon's content as well, all living here at czwine.network. So you go to either one, because of course y'all got to understand that it's time that we have to embark on building our own platforms and be able to utilize them and be able to direct y'all off of the major platforms, of course, because they are not too friendly to what we're talking about and the content that we're producing, even though it's just truth-based, it's just Bible-based. So I definitely wanted to put everybody in memory of that. Also, my brother Azariala walked in here with a fire Urban Guerrilla shirt on. This one walked in here with this one on, so I definitely got to plug urbanguerrilla.com, the #1 outlet for Hebrew Israelite streetwear. We're here, all kind of fire on this. And matter of fact, hold on, yeah, I just dropped some new heat. Hold on, let me. I just dropped some new heat for y'all. Hold on, let me sort to. This is what you do. You just go to all items and sort date new to old. I just dropped new heat on here. They don't even know about. Just dropped a new edition of the Guerrilla Department. Right? It's not even letting me go big. Okay. There's new edition. The orange. We got the brown. This one I'm getting tagged. I don't know, but I'm getting this brown thing. That brown and orange. Black. Blue. Man, we got the colors, but look. Let me show y'all that back. I got the back going. Okay. This means on the back in the French language, long live a righteous war. Right? Long live a righteous war. Okay, so man, get on over to urbanguerrilla.com, get the new job. We also got this new one. Okay, so y'all seen these Glock logo before, right? Guerrilla shirts. Okay, but look, I got the perfection under it. And then on that back, I'm gonna show y'all what's on the back. Hold on. What's on the back? Psalms 19:7. The law of Yahweh is perfect. Right? That's the true perfection. So got those shirts also. Just dropped that. And a whole lot more coming through the Spirit of the Most High. I want to just take this time to plug all of that, all praises unto the Most High. Let's get also Deuteronomy. Give me Deuteronomy 28. I'm at 15. Deuteronomy 28. No, it's like not 28, 15. Give me Deuteronomy 17 and 15.
This book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. It says, and thou shalt in any wise set him king. You want me to start at verse 14?
Yep.
It says, when you are come unto the land which Yahweh your God gives you, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. You shall in any wise set him king over you, whom Yahweh your God shall choose. One from among your brethren shall you set king over you.
Right. So your own people is who you're supposed to be setting in charge of you. And it's telling you a man of your own people. So setting Kamala Harris over you, endorsing her, voting for her, etc. All of that is truthfully a sin against the Most High God. Go ahead.
It says, you may not set a stranger over you, which is not your brother.
Mm-hmm. Man, where is this at? The brother. I just saw my brother Captain Zariak post this. Man, where the hell is it? It was something. Oh, this right here. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. This is Roland. Y'all know Roland Martin, right? Roland. Oh, Roland Martin. Matter of fact, let's just pull him up. Roland. Okay, Roland S. Martin. Look at this. Did he post this? What did he post this at? Catholics for Harris.
He's so funny.
He's just joking. Where is this at? Okay, look at this. Not in action. I mean, they're going hard for Kamala.
See, you gonna throw on the Greek attire.
Uh-huh. Where is this at? This is it right here. Black men. Oh, no, I'm sharing it. Oh, I'm not. Oh, here we go. Look at this, y'all. Black men for Harris. Now, Captain Zara, when he posted this, he said, so there's a whole rally for black men for Kamala Harris. And she's married to a white man. Ain't that something? Captain Zara idea. Yeah, this 85 South is right. He just sent it to me.
Oh,
right. Hosted by Roland Martin. So they're doing a huge rally. There's a bunch of black men getting together, and they had it already. Right. I want to take a look if we have any footage of black men for Harris rally. We should have it. Here we go. Look at this. Win with hashtag win with black men. Black men gonna get it done, apparently. All for Kamala, who didn't choose a black man, interestingly enough. Okay, I'm not seeing the rally. I'm just seeing
him claiming
Roland talking.
Yeah.
Him claiming virality. Wow. So this is funny because it says we are not a model. Charles Coleman speaks to black voters after Vice President Harris' campaign launch. And the cold part is, you're right, we are not a monolith, but the truer fact is that we have voted monolithically always, right? Pretty much blindly Democrat for many, many, many moons now. Really since Kennedy. Before that, we voted blindly Republican. So I'm not seeing any proof of this rally. Let me go back here to Rowan S. Martin. Let's see if did this rally even happen. Where were all the black men for Kamala? I see here Benjamin Crump and such. This is for the sister. Well, I'm not really seeing this rally. Where was it? Who was there? Yeah, I don't know if it's real. Was this it? No, the sister's passed. Okay, yeah, I don't. Oh, look, George Lopez is doing Latino men for Kamala. Oh my God! you can't. Is there a white man for Kamala? No, there's not. It's just black men and Latino men. That's it. For Kamala, that's it. That's all that exists. Nothing else exists. Black men and Latino men for Kamala, because there's an agenda. Now the white men get Kamala, right? She's giving herself to a white man, his family, raised them kids that aren't hers, and white kids that are not hers. But black and Hispanic men, they're rallying and doing campaigns for the broad. This is crazy. This is really nuts, right? This is truly insane. But you know, what do we expect here in America? Do we expect anything short, anything less? I think not. I think not. We're gonna open for questions momentarily, man. I just want to talk about something. The second title here is the biblical root of self-hate. The biblical root of self-hate. If you can, give for me Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28. The evil eye. The evil eye. What's that about? 50?
54.
54.
It just ripped out of my Bible. So yeah, you know, get to that page too often.
Yeah.
This book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, starting at verse 54. Let me get out of the NKJV. Let me get this KJV.
Sam Antonio says, Kamala got an innocent man life and then smiled at him. Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Lord in Christ. Deuteronomy 28, 54, it says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Yeah. Oh man, and toward the remnant of his children, we shall leave. We have evil eyes towards each other, right? Our people give me the stranger that is among you shall get up above you very high and shall come down very low. And I'm gonna talk about why this is.
It's crazy. I can't see this in my book. Deuteronomy 28 and what's that, 43? I'm pretty sure.
And
I'm pretty sure that's 43.
Around there, right?
Yeah, it says Deuteronomy 28, 43. The stranger that is within you shall get up above you very high, and you shall come down very low.
Read on.
He shall lend to you, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail.
Right, and this is what's happened. Right, this is our disposition here. We are the tail, and our prosperity is inhibited by our own because of the evil eye that we have for one another. Let me get this back on the screen. So this is, of course, if you're not following me on Instagram, I don't know what you're doing, at GRLA Hebrew on Instagram. Join the 14,000 other people who follow me in the spirit of Most High. And I did my analytics today.
144 right there.
That's 144. How spiritual is that? And it's been stuck. I've been like, man, I got a bit over the 4.5. Most High, so we're just going to leave it right here to show you 144,000. All praises. God. But, you know, we got the analytics up. I got about 17% engagement. Okay. That's 6 times damn near the average engagement of somebody with this amount of followers. So all praise to the Most High. Most High got us booming. So last night, myself and Officer Nakamai here, we went to a place that we've went viral many times, called Lost in the Sauce, a very extremely popular Atlanta area restaurant that is Black and brown owned. The ownership is a brother, I believe he could be of Caribbean, like Bahamian heritage, and then one of the other top guys there is a Puerto Rican brother up out of Florida. They started a very lucrative and popular business here in Atlanta. They go viral every single day. People from all over. We were there. It was 1 in the morning on Old National. If y'all are from the Atlanta area, y'all know about that. Man, it was all kind of white people coming in and out of there. I ain't never seen no white people on Old National before until Lost in the Sauce open. That's just to put things in context for you. He's got it popping. They got it popping on his Instagram. Beautiful. We've been supporting him since very early on, and they've been supporting us right back. One of the few people that actually tag as a collaborator in post. And so I went there last night, right? And so because I'm tagged as a collaborator, I'm getting notified about all the comments. And man, I start seeing strange comments here, right? I see this comment about a girl. Hold on, let me keep going.
Finally normal people.
Finally normal people. I saw the video of you on Twitter, so I don't know who this nigga is. I'm like, what is he talking about? You saw the video of who on Twitter? And then he's not talking about me. He's talking about some woman on Twitter. I go and I search up this Twitter. I won't advise anybody else to do it. Yeah. I search up this Twitter because I'm like, what are they talking about? Now, when I search on it, I see that this was a girl who used to work there. Yeah. When we first started coming in there, she was in there, definitely, and she was the one who was responsible for the social media posts, and she was typically working the register in the front, and she would usually have her daughter with her as well. Right. And then if you look at the early videos, you can hear her daughter. And then this Nikita said, you still posting like it's sweet, bro. Didn't you get leaked? Your food is nasty. What the hell? Stop posting. These people don't like this. Right? Somebody makes this comment. So I'm like, so our people are crazy, man. So there's a campaign of all Black people to come against this Black-owned business that's become very successful here in Atlanta, based off the fact that a former employee, he didn't say she got fired because the brother addressed it. A former employee is doing sexual content on Twitter now, has an OnlyFans. She's doing some insane stuff on her Twitter. That's when they look, I go, whoa. And I remember her, whoa. Yeah. Okay, not anything standard, I'll say. Yeah. You know, and essentially there was a specific clip that's being referenced. Yeah. And they're now saying that it's not sanitary to go eat at this restaurant because a person who hasn't worked there in 4 months has now become a sex worker. Yeah. They are literally campaigning on every post and spreading this disinformation to try to deter people from going to this restaurant. That's it be your own people. But this is a part of the curses, unfortunately. This self-hatred. Because it's funny because my brother Tazarian was telling me in St. Louis, there's constant videos that go viral of Asian-owned establishments with vermin infesting, right? And people literally defending the restaurant in the comments saying, hey, I'm still going to go there. I don't care. It's good. Right. I mean, I remember when a video went viral, the mall on Candler Road has an American Deli. The first American Deli ever is in the South DeKalb Gallery, right? there's been videos of gigantic rats in that place, in the American Deli. I never don't see our people eating there every time I walk in that mall.
Right.
Never don't. Right. So it's crazy to me that the veracity that our people will tear each other down with, but will not reciprocate it to any other ethnic group. It is just an attestation to the fact that we are under the curses of Deuteronomy 28, that we are the Israelites. And if we don't repent, and if we don't keep the Most High's commandments, we are going to stay in this crab in a bucket position. We're going to keep tearing each other down until we inevitably and ultimately self-destruct if we do not begin to keep the commandments of the Most High God. It was disgusting what I'm saying. I'm so confused. I'm seeing these very strange comments. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Then I see, look this Twitter up. I looked this Twitter up. Wow. So her who hasn't worked here in 4 months, right. Mind you, she didn't cook or handle the food anyway. She was at the front. She worked in the front. She dealt with the cashier. And it was her phone she was recording on. Well, no, it's not her phone. There's a phone in the front. Yeah. Okay, this whole thing, our people will tear each other down. Mind you, there are a million. Like on Old National, there is an establishment called Legends. I frequented and have eaten it for years. That is an Asian-owned establishment. Yeah, they'll put a black lady in the front, or they'll put some Mexicans in the front and in the back. But who owns that establishment? Like, I remember one time I went in there. It was late because it's open till like 3:30. I went in like 2 in the morning, and it was the first time I seen the SICARRII brother running the helm. And I asked him, I said, "Where's the Chino?" And he laughed and he said, "He's not here." And I'm like, yeah, of course, when the rowdy crowd, the post-club crowd of drunk niggas come in here, he want to leave you to deal with it. He don't want to deal with it. Him, his son, none of them Asians that you see during the day, they leaving it to the Mexicans and the black lady at night. You see what I'm saying? There's a reason for that. But I've never seen anybody tear that place down. Right? I haven't heard anything about it, but I'm sure there could be any reason to tear that place down. But it's not there. But our people's establishment, there's a million Asian owned and ran places and other ethnic group owned and ran places that our people constantly frequent, and we never see the veracity of a rise up against it we see against our own establishments. This is a part of the curses. This is a part of that evil eye. This is a part of the stranger among us shall get up above us and come down very high, and we come down very low. Other people can come in our community and socioeconomically eclipse us in a short amount of time and in a major way. Get for me the law about not wishing for the prosperity of the Moabite and Ammonite. You're supposed to want the prosperity of your brother and not the people of Moab and Ammon, which the Asian people are. Instead, it's the exact opposite. This is what we have to stop doing. This is what we absolutely, positively have to stop doing as a people, because it's sin. Right? Go ahead.
This book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, starting at verse 3. It says, "An Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of Yahweh. Even to the 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of Yahweh forever. Because they met you not with bread and with water in the way when ye came forth out of Egypt. And because they hired against thee Balaam, the son of Beor, of Pethor, of Mesopotamia, to curse you. Nevertheless, Yahweh your God will not hearken unto Balaam. But Yahweh your God turned the curse into a blessing unto you, because Yahweh your God loved you. Thou shalt not seek their peace nor their prosperity all thy days forever."
See that? We shouldn't seek the peace or prosperity, yet we make sure they prosper. Right. And we tear our own people's businesses down all the time. And frankly, it's disgusting. It's totally disgusting. But hey, man, this is America. This is our people in America, man. We got to repent. We got to stop that. I just was so disgusted by what I saw. And I was just trying to, like, I thought, maybe something happened there at the establishment that was caught on camera. Right. No, somebody who hasn't worked there in months is doing, and she needs to repent from that. Yeah. But she's doing some madness online, selling herself online. Well, that's her business. It has nothing to do with this company that she's no longer professionally associated with. How are we weaponizing that against Lost in the Sauce? Go ahead.
I just found a Facebook post. It said, "I don't give a F if Chinese food is rats, bats, or cat in a hat. I'ma still fuck it up.
I'm gonna eat a rat, bat, or cat in the hat. I'ma still eat it."
Somebody shared it, said, for them, especially St. Louis Chinaman. That shit bust. So they
Wow.
don't care if it's rats, anything in there.
They don't care what it's made out of. They're gonna eat it because they like the way it tastes.
Yeah.
Hey, but if a black girl who don't work somewhere do something nasty, then we're just gonna take it out on the whole establishment and call for it to shut down. That's insane.
And then gonna lie like it ain't good. They gonna lie like the flavor ain't there.
It's going viral every day. You can't go viral every day and not be good.
Right.
All them black people coming to eat that food is not gonna happen today. If it was a bunch of white people, okay.
Yeah.
But it's a whole bunch of black people eating that food. So it's it's got to be good. Coming from far and wide to get some sliders and some wings. And a comment that I made on there the other day that went viral, got a lot of likes on there, was, I hate when the cute girls eat the bacon. That's just horrible. Oh, it's just every time they open the box and it's the bacon. Because that's the thing. The cashier don't even ever touch your food.
Yeah.
They hand you the box and they tell you to open the box. So come on, man. Right? Y'all are insane. These people are crazy. Absolutely insane. Haters of their own people. That's all this is.
They're really lost in the sauce, bro.
They're who's lost in the goddamn sauce.
Right.
They who should have the damn name.
Right.
Praise the Lord, man. Again, GUERRILLA.tv for exclusive CZ1X exclusives. You can join now. Join at SICARRI.camp. Donation information there in the bottom right. Follow me on all social platforms at Guerrilla Hebrew. But we're gonna open up the floor now for questions. We'll move into our Q&A. I had to get this off tonight. This Kamala stuff, this self-hatred, it's just been weighing on me. I had to speak on this tonight. I had to. But now we want to open up the floor for Q&A. We ain't got to. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, that's what he says. I don't give a damn if it has rats, bats, or cat in a hat. Especially if it's saying that's just crazy, man. Look at this, brother. He says, say, man, that SDL hot braised chicken combination fried rice plate from China House was off the chain last night. Nothing like rice from a Chinaman. I was eating that rice like some cereal. We had Emo's White Castle Chinaman from Bing Lao and China House, Fat Burger, Reyes Barbecue, Schnucks Wings. My girl say everything was fire, and she been getting imitation STL style food the whole time. Wow. They're serious about that Chinese food out there in St. Louis. Praise the Lord. Oh, praise the Lord. Judicial. Should we care that a woman destroys this country? No, we shouldn't care who destroys this. This country's destruction is prophesied. It is inevitable. It doesn't matter who does it. I don't care if it's Trump, if it's Kamala, or if it's neither of them. The Most High has somebody else appointed to take this place down the drain. If we don't even make it to the election, whatever the Most High wants, we're not here to sway voters. We're not here to endorse political candidates. We're here to tell you as black people to don't get bamboozled. You've been getting bamboozled for how long? So that's the point of that, just to make sure that's clear. If you vote for President Trump, you have sinned. Just to be clear, you have sinned. Can we explain the great harlot? Well, we could go to Revelation 18.
The harlot that sits in the waters.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Revelation chapter 17 started from the top. It says, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither. I will show unto you the judgment of the great whore that sits upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Yep.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Right, go ahead. So this woman is riding a beast that has 7 heads. We know there's not an animal, a beast that has 7 heads. All of this is symbolic. It's going to tell you. Go ahead.
Right. It says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Okay, go ahead.
And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great.
So this is a mystery.
Right.
This is an allegory. This is a similitude. It is mysterious. This woman is not a woman at all, no more than the beast is an actual beast, or there's 7 heads and 10 horns on it. No more than this woman has a tattoo on her forehead. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and upon her forehead was a name written.
Hey, Rich, you ain't paying attention. We just read Deuteronomy 17 and 15, 14 to 15. Electing anybody to be your ruler that is not your people is a sin. Go ahead.
It says, verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Which has a numerical value. Who can tell me the numerical value of those Hebraic characters that make up Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots? Who can tell me the numerical value? Do we know what it is? Take a shot in the dark.
Right.
666. Boom. Go ahead.
Right. It says, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Read on.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her.
So is the woman a vampire? No, she's not a mythical vampire. Right. It's not who she is. The woman is drunk with the blood because this is the country that has committed genocide against God's people. That's why. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Right, go ahead.
And the angel said unto me, wherefore did you marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman.
I'm going to tell you, this is a mystery. I'm going to tell you. Right? Don't marvel. I'm going to tell you. It's not because Kamala Harris wore a purple suit that she's the person. They got a picture of Kamala with a purple suit. They got a picture of Lisa Simpson with a purple suit on The Simpsons. They said, damn it, she's the harlot. No, the bitch ain't that important. Right. Go ahead.
It says, I will tell you the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her, which has the 7 heads and 10 horns.
Read on.
The beast that you saw was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
So we have a beast that was and is not. Right, go ahead.
It says, and the beast that you saw was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition.
Go ahead.
And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life.
Read on.
From the foundation of the world. When they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is.
And yet is, right? So the beast was and is not, but yet is, meaning the beast is ancient. The beast fell off and the beast came back. Right. That's that Roman Empire. Right. It went from the pagan Roman Empire to the Holy Roman Empire to the Renaissance Roman Empire. It was reborn. What was reborn? The pagan Roman Empire was reborn, who was headed by white people, and that is Western Europe. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains.
The 7 heads are what?
7 mountains.
So this isn't a beast and those aren't heads. Those are 7 mountains. What do mountains symbolize in the Bible? Governments. Go ahead.
It says the 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come.
5 are fallen, 1 is, and the other is not yet come. So it's talking about that Western European power structure, how Rome was presently in power when John the Revelator got this vision. That's the government that he was subjugated to that sentenced him to prison on the Isle of Patmos, where he even had these visions. Right? Then something was coming. Right? Go ahead.
It says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come.
Read on.
And when he comes, he must continue a short space.
Right, the short space in British. Right, go ahead.
Right. And the
British power that they had in Earth. They had great power in Earth. They conquested all over Hong Kong, India, the Caribbean, all over the place. Right, go ahead.
Verse 11. And the beast that was and is not,
Mm-hmm.
even he is the 8th, and is of the 7th.
Which was that Renaissance, that reborn Roman Empire, right? These they all had power separately, European powers. Then they came back collectively in this new European power. Go ahead.
It says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7th, and goes into perdition.
And will be destroyed. Go ahead.
And the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet.
So these 10 kings, this is a part of that Renaissance, that reborn, your new Roman, your neo-Roman Empire. They're 10 kings. They had no power yet. Go ahead.
It says, and the 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings.
Yet when he saw this, right? Go ahead.
Which have received no kingdom as of yet.
Read on.
But receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
So they're going to all have a collective power, and that's the European Union and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. These people are all, and Europe is in power. Western Europe is in power in totality right now, and they're controlled by the whore that rides it, which is America. America is the only thing that has more power than Western Europe. We see the shift happening now because we're going towards their destruction as is prophesied. But prior to this new rise of the Russians and the Chinas, BRICS and things of that nature, which is also a part of prophecy, right? It was just Europe and America in power. Go ahead.
It says, verse 13, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them.
They're going to fight against Yahweh Shai upon his return. Go ahead.
For he is Lord of lords and King of kings.
Read on.
And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful.
The army of the Most High, the elect. Go ahead.
And he says unto me, the waters which you saw where the horse sits.
So the horse not sitting on water, just like that beast ain't a real beast. It's a similitude. That water is not water. It's a similitude, right? Go ahead.
It says the waters which you saw where the horse sits are peoples.
Or what?
Are people.
That symbolizes the power that this whore and this beast have over people. The power that America in Western Europe, the European Union, has over the people of the earth. That's what it symbolizes. Go ahead.
It says, where the horse sits are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which you saw upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall
they're gonna turn. They're gonna turn on America. They're gonna turn on America, right? Finish that.
It says, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Come on. Let's stop there. Let's get Nahum 3 and 4. We're gonna get Nahum 3 and 4. Matter of fact, no. Let's get Nahum 3 and 1, and then we're going to skip to 4. Yeah, we're gonna skip to 4, and then we're gonna skip to 7. Yeah, go ahead.
The book of the prophet Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city.
To be clear, this is a city. Woe to the bloody city. Go ahead.
It says, woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departs not.
Skip to 4.
Verse 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
So the city is being called a well-favored harlot, giving you biblical precedence that a geographical location can be referred to as a harlot, showing you that that harlot is not a woman at all. It is a geographical location. It is a place. It is a country. It is a kingdom that is now known as the United States of America, that is allegorically and prophetically referred to in the Bible as Babylon, Babylon the Great, Babylon the harlot, etc. Go ahead.
It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that sells nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 7. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for you? So
Nineveh, ancient Nineveh, was the place, was the city that was called the well-favored harlot. Again, this is showing you that a geographical location or kingdom can be referred to as a harlot, giving you that precedence, show you what's going on there in Revelation when it talks about Babylon, this great harlot, this great whore. when it talks about committing whoredoms or fornications, it's just a reference to getting in bed with different people. That's why I said the kings of the earth commit whoredoms or commit fornication with her. They get in bed, they make deals with America. That's all that's referring to. Any other questions? Definitely make sure you like the video. Yeah, we're on Rumble. I don't know what the numbers are like on Rumble. Kick ain't work. SICARRII 1715 is the Rumble channel.
Yeah, I had asked that in the chat. I thought you were gonna see it and read it and ask what the tag was on Rumble.
Pop up. Okay, we got 16 watching on Rumble. All praises. Or it says 2. We got up to 16.
Con.
Well, all praises. That's something for a first shot in the dark Rumble stream.
Con, for sure.
Right? That's something. Praise the Lord.
Hannah Martin asks, would going to Moab and Ammon-owned businesses be seeking their prosperity?
No, you remember. Okay. Remember, you shall go to your enemy for want of all things. There's nothing you can do about it. It is literally unavoidable to not give Moabites your money, because almost everything is made or produced by them at this point. You cannot buy a pair of shoes. Anything you do, they're profiting off of. So you're cursed. There's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do about that. No, not same as YouTube on Rumble. It's SICARRII 1715 on Rumble. The kick is Guerrilla Hebrew, but again, it doesn't seem like kick ended up working. The kick is Guerrilla Hebrew. It was Guerrilla Hebrew on X. And then, of course, we're live on a new YouTube channel, SICARRII Exodus 1715, SICARRII Public Enemies, and, of course, Chief Dome. You know, we just pushing this thing out, pushing this truth out. Brother Dragonfly says, thank you. I saw someone say Biden was the beast because 2020 year election was 666 equaled his campaign text. Is there something to this? No, they're just evil. They love them type of numbers. Don't get that twisted. But no, those individuals, there's only one highlighted individual, of course, outside of who you call Christ Yahushua, who's playing a part on this geopolitical stage and prophecy, which is Gog, whoever Gog is. Now, Gog could very well be Vladimir Putin, but it also could not be. The Most High can drag this out as long as he sees fit. He could raise up another ruler up out of Russia. We don't know. Vladimir Putin is definitely seeming to fit the description. Don't get it twisted, but we're going to have to wait and see how the prophecy plays out. Okay, King Torah, I'll see you there. But other than Gog, there's no specific people coming from Babylon, from Western Europe, who are going to be these, isolated individuals mentioned in prophecy. There's just not. This Antichrist concept, all that madness to think that one of these presidents is isolated there. And no, that's not happening. We see a couple of people here in these prophecies isolated, like Kaiser Wilhelm was, and again, like Gog is whoever he will be, if he's Vladimir or somebody else, for sure. But other than that, there's nobody who's just a prolific player singularly in the prophecy. No, it's these kingdoms, not so much the kings and the rulers themselves, but rather the kingdoms, because these kingdoms that were dealing with these modern day countries, they don't function like ancient kingdoms that had this true emphatic ruler that led. No. That's not how this thing does it. They like democracy here. So that democracy takes away from the power and the strength of the one particular individual leadership that we saw in times past in antiquity. See how Vladimir Putin is running Russia, even though he's been democratically elected, is not very democratic at all. He's running and his people love him and he's the king, and that's just it. But we've seen so much madness. I done seen so many false prophecies in this truth. And the Lord willing will be 16 years tomorrow. So many false prophecies by so many people who wanted to be somebody. I remember there's a particular organization who said Barack Obama was the Antichrist. And then he went out of office and they said, no, listen, he's going to get back. He's going to become the leader of the UN and take over the world that way and be the Antichrist. Foolishness. Foolishness. The Antichrist is anyone that does not confirm that Christ came in the flesh. That is the spirit of Antichrist, and there are many Antichrists. Go ahead.
Not many times people that said that it was somehow not gonna be a next election. Yeah, man, you know, most I gonna make sure ain't no new election.
Hey, this available. You got to remember, I came in an election year, right? 16 years in this truth. I've seen 4 elections in this truth. Every one of those elections, I've seen niggas say the election wasn't gonna happen. Exactly. Now, I've said in regards to only really this election that it's possible it doesn't happen. Biden do something. It's possible. Go on a limb and say it's not going to happen. Come on, that's crazy. The Most High didn't. I mean, if the Most High showed me that, he has not showed me that. So I wouldn't say it. That's madness, man. Right. But yeah, all praise to the Most High, man. 16 years in this thing, man. Hopefully, you know, we pray I can endure to the end. I pray all y'all endure to the end in this thing and we get the reward that's at this finish line, man. It's a much better than them gold medals. Our people are out there running for now. I'm talking about, man, they got our people. This is what I go to randomly watch earlier today. 3-on-3 basketball, right? In the Olympics. Now, it's intergender. You got men and women on the same team. Do you know Azerbaijan's team was like all Black American women? Azerbaijan. I don't know if you people know about Azerbaijan. I'm going to show you about Azerbaijan. Hold on. I just want to show you what that place is like, Azerbaijan. All right? And I've showed before in times past. Look, Azerbaijan people, right? This is Azerbaijan people. Now watch. This is the Azerbaijan Olympic team that's out there right now. Who are these two?
Right.
Now watch. Let's look at their names. Not Mercedes Walker, Mercedes Walker. And Tiffany Hayes. Where do we think those two are from?
Right.
Azerbaijan? Oh, I'm not even showing to like it. Right? This is the two on the end. Where do we think they're from? You said they can leave a donation on Rumble? Okay, so y'all can leave some on Rumble or on the Chief Dome YouTube. If you use the stove to light a candle, is that breaking the Sabbath, or is it just cooking is breaking the Sabbath? Salaki, y'all. This is the
only thing outside of that was a brother asked about, the brother Nicholas Jacobs asked about the swap, the prisoner swap that Russia did with the U.S. last night. Are you familiar?
I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the prisoner swap. King Couture is definitely more streamer friendly, but it's also not very BIPOC heavy.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm gonna test it out, you know. Noki is asking, I believe you're probably asking if the one on the right is a man, because sis is quite masculine. I don't know. I was wondering the same thing when I was watching that game earlier. That's very masculine. But I think the 3-on-3 is intergender anyway. Because yeah, I seen they was playing China. That was playing China.
Mercedes.
You said what?
That's Mercedes.
Her name is Mercedes, man. All right, sis name is Mercedes. Okay, we know where she's from. Not Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
For sure, not Azerbaijan. But our people are representing all the countries.
Yeah, every country.
They're gonna get a Negro into their country to represent them for sure, everywhere. Everywhere. Because they know that's gonna increase their opportunity at getting the medal. Right? They know that. They not stupid. You know? Like Hebrew Cats, all the time they want our people to be the ones representing them and winning for their country, man. And then our people, they taking the bag to go do it. But it's like, the national, but that's the thing. They have stripped us of any nationality. So we don't actually have national pride. That's why we'll go play for any country. We don't have a home. Some of our people will play for the U.S. Some of our people are like, man, I can play for the U.S. or anybody. I don't, what does it matter? None of these are my home.
Just put me on the stage.
Right? Just put me on the stage. I'm going to ball out. Write me a good check. We're going to try to bring it home. Right? One of the, I think the Levite that represented the U.S. in the Olympics, brother, I think he brought home a gold already. You know what I'm saying? So it's our people are constantly exploited. That goes back to my initial point dealing with this whole thing with Kamala, the exploitation of our people. What's new? That's what this whole place is built upon. This whole place is built upon the exploitation of Black and Hispanic people, Native Indian people, period. In every way you can imagine. In every way you can imagine. But go ahead, y'all. Shoot your questions. Definitely make sure you get all over the GORRILLA.tv, both the YouTube channel, the GORRILLA TV YouTube channel, and the GORRILLA.tv website. Sign up over there just for $5. Get all the access to all of my content that I'll be posting there. A lot of exclusives. Again, those videos will exist on the GORRILLA TV YouTube page, but in a shortened form. To get the full length, you got to go over to GORRILLA TV or CZYN. Both will have those catalogs. Right? Both will have those catalogs. Brother said he thinks this is Benjamin. Crazy, man. They want to use our people. They want to exploit our people. Shout out Mr. Stewart, already signed up at GORRILLA.tv. Real brother. Supporting. Real brother support, man. It's that time. It's that time. Chaz, it's clear to me that you have, give me your ways and not my ways, right? Right. It's clear to me that you're having an issue processing something that you don't have any business attempting to process, right? And you're trying to rationalize something from your perspective that's not your perspective, right? Go ahead.
This is the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 55, starting at verse 7. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, to our God, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways.
God's ways are not your ways, and God's thoughts are not your thoughts. Again, God's ways are not your ways, and God's thoughts are not your thoughts. So God has pre-planned everything, and everything is going according to his plans. That's not for you to understand or comprehend. Right? What you're supposed to do is stick to your assignment. And if you don't stick to your assignment, it's because God didn't want you. Simple. Simple. You got to keep it simplistic. You have to look at things from your vantage point, not God's vantage point. Right? You are a human being, and you have something called the illusion of choice. You get up, you go to the damn McDonald's, you say, I want a cheeseburger, I want some chicken nuggets. You made that choice as far as you know. from the Most High, where he's sitting at, he already wrote your decision for you. But you don't know that. So you shouldn't be trying to wrap your head around something that you can't comprehend because you weren't designed to comprehend it, because it's God's thoughts. They're not yours. Keep going.
It says, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways.
My ways are higher than your ways. You're not going to understand my ways. They're higher than your ways. You can't get it. They're higher than your ways. Brother Zabaja, of course you can share my content. Share it away. Share the hell out of it, please. We're in the rebuilding stage of some of this content. You know, they've been hating on your priest. 16 years in this thing. 13 years on these streets through the spirit of the grace and power of the Most High. They hating on your priest, but don't trip, because we're going to keep doing this work.
Right.
Be the will of the Lord. We're going to keep doing it. Right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 21. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of Yahweh, that shall stand.
So you can want to do anything that you want to do. And God, but whatever God says, that's what's going to happen. No, we do not have Venmo. If you don't have Cash App or PayPal, you can use your card to do a super chat, or you can go to SICARRI.com/give if you want to give something. You know, all praises if it's on your heart. Right, praise the Most High. So you know, a lot of people, you know, sometimes they wrestle with that, and they shouldn't even bother attempting to think about it if it's too hard for them to process. It's only because God's ways are just too high for you. It just is what it is, you know. But if Yahweh, he is supreme. So if he's supreme, there's nothing happens that is outside of his actual absolute ultimate will. If he didn't write everything, then there wouldn't be prophecies, or prophecy would be able to be circumvented, prevented, and stopped, halted. Right. Nations would be able to save themselves without doing, because sometimes he does give nations the option, hey, like Nineveh, if you repent, I won't destroy you. Right. But, you know, many nations, they don't do that. They don't do that. So, the foretelling of, you know, the exactitude of the fall of certain places were unavoidable because the Most High pronounced it. That's how he wrote it. And first he revealed it unto his servants, the prophets. Get that Amos 3 and 7 in the NLT though. I just posted that on my post yesterday on IG. And if you're not following me on IG, man, you gotta wake it up, man. If you have an Instagram, you're not following me, man, something is very clearly wrong with you. Right, I got a cracking page. My story stay cracking. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna learn. You're gonna do everything, man. If you come onto my page, trust and believe you me. Go ahead.
This is the book of the prophet Amos, chapter 3, verse 7 in the NLT. Indeed, the sovereign Lord never does anything until he reveals his plans to his servants, the prophets.
So before the Most High makes a move, he reveals his plans. And then his prophets understand the plans. They go and declare the plans, and the plans come to pass that validate the prophets. See how that works? They validate the prophets and the power and the divine dealings that the Most High is having with those prophets, the anointing, the spiritual anointing that he's given those prophets. That's how a prophet is validated. If he didn't pre-plan everything, then a prophet can be invalidated. But we know that can't happen. Not unless, of course, the prophet just go off and starts coming up with his own prophecies.
Right.
You know, but yeah, questions. We'll take a few more questions. I'll take 1 or 2 more questions. We're gonna close out. I believe Cap will be live on the SICARRI San Diego page. He'll be live on the SICARRI San Diego page. So get over there to that page on the YouTube scene. If you're watching us on Rumble, make sure to subscribe. If you are watching, matter of fact, let me post this channel. Let it be the last channel I post. We're live on this channel. I'm going to post this, and I'm going to pin it. make sure as we go get up out of here tonight, y'all subscribe to the new SICARRI channel, because I want to build it up, and it will be the home for live classes moving forward. So make sure y'all, I just pinned it. Make sure y'all hit that, and y'all subscribe to the new SICARRI Exodus 17:15 channel. That's the channel I want to be home of live classes. Want to, of course, build that up first. So y'all make sure to go over there and click that. St. Ephraim, you're going to have to wait for the Genesis breakdown for that. I'll be doing that, Lord willing, soon, going over Genesis. Cam, you asked this question, I think, on YouTube in the comments. I think, frankly, it's a pretty ridiculous question. No, of why would it be a sin to take a cold shower on the Sabbath? Why would that be a sin? Come on now. Get 2 Samuel 21:8. No, that's an interesting question.
Ready? Book of 2 Samuel chapter 21, starting at verse 8. But the king took the two sons of Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah, whom she bare unto Saul, Armani and Mephibosheth, and the 5 sons of Michal, the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up for Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Mahalathite.
You said what? 2 Samuel what?
21:8.
Okay, you said, so the question he asked, let me highlight this. Let me highlight this. Am I reading 2 Samuel 21:8 right? Michal had 5 sons, and David sacrificed them over to the Gibeonites. Let me see. But he gave Saul's 2 sons, Armani and Mephibosheth, whose mother was Rizpah, daughter of Aiah. He gave them the 5 sons of Saul's daughter Merab, the wife of Adriel, the son of Barzillai from Mahalath. The men of Gibeon executed them on a mountain before the Lord. So all 7 of them died together at the beginning of the barley harvest. So no, this wasn't a sacrifice. They didn't sacrifice the men. The men of Gibeon executed, they were killed. Right. So the men of Gibeon, right, just so we're clear on who this is, the men of Gibeon are the Gibeonites, right? And having a Gibeon, hold on. Boom. Gibeonite, a great town of Hivites, afterwards of the Benjamites. So these Benjamites killed these other Benjamites. So of course they couldn't sacrifice. They weren't even qualified to do that, number one. But if we go here, let's get full context. Start at 5.
Start at verse 3.
Starting at let's start at 1. There was a oh, you can read it, Salakia.
Yeah, 2 Samuel chapter 21, starting verse 1. Then there was a famine in the days of David 3 years, year after year. And David inquired of Yahweh, and Yahweh answered, it is for Saul and for his bloody house, because he slew the Gibeonites.
So God cursed Israel because Saul's family committed murder against the Gibeonites. So what you're reading about in verse 8, they just got it back in blood. Yeah. The Gibeonites slid back on the house of Saul. That's what happened.
David gave him the opportunity.
And David, you know what I'm saying? He set the whole, let's read it. Let's read the whole thing. We'll close on that.
It said, it is for Saul and for his bloody house, because he slew the Gibeonites. And the king called the Gibeonites and said unto them, now the Gibeonites were not of the children of Israel, but of the remnant of the Amorites. And the children of Israel.
So these were Amorites. These were not Benjamites, Salaki. These were the original inhabitants of Gibeon that were left. Go ahead.
It says,
but of the remnant of the Amorites and the children of Israel had sworn unto them. And Saul sought to slay them in his zeal to the children of Israel and Judah. Wherefore David said unto the Gibeonites, what shall I do for you? And wherewith shall I make the atonement that ye may bless the inheritance of Yahweh?
Right. Basically, how can I make this cool again? How can we get peace between us? Right. Go ahead.
Verse 4, and the Gibeonites said unto him, we will have no silver nor gold of Saul.
You can't pay us. Go ahead.
Nor of his house.
Right. So in the NLT it says, well, money can't settle this matter between us and the family of Saul.
Right. It says, neither for us shall you kill any man in Israel.
We don't want you to kill any Israelite. Go ahead.
And he said, what ye shall say, that will I do for you. And they answered the king, the man that consumed us and that devised against us that we should be destroyed from remaining in any of the coasts of Israel, let 7 men of his sons be delivered unto us, and we will hang them up unto the Lord in Gibeah of Saul, whom Yahweh did choose, and the king said, I will give them. But the king spared.
So give us 7 of them kids, 7 of his descendants, his offspring, and we're gonna kill them. And we're gonna kill them in the mountain of the Lord, and then we're gonna be cool after that. Go ahead.
It says, but the king spared Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan.
Why? Keep going.
The son of Saul, because of Yahweh's oath that was between them.
They was close.
Yeah.
That was his best friend. So he wasn't gonna let his best friend's son go out. Right. So he made sure to make sure he was cool, but he damn sure gave him 7 of Saul's sons, right, his worst enemy. Go ahead.
It says, because of Yahweh's oath that was between them, between David and Jonathan, the son of Saul. It's really it on there. Right. That's the context.
Hosea Israel, y'all about Shemi al Shabbat water. Right. So that's what that was about. KJV says McCall, and it's actually the daughter, or whose mother there was, whose mother was Rizpah.
Yeah.
Rizpah. He also gave 5 sons, Saul's daughter Merab, not McCall, and her husband was Adriel. Right. So just to be clear, to get all that clear. But yeah, with that being said, man, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. We're gonna say Shalom, man, and make sure you subscribe to all the channels, and all praise to the Most High.